Have you ever wondered, between India and Pakistan, which country holds more power? A question that has sparked countless debates and discussions throughout the years. In this exploration, we'll delve into a comprehensive comparison of these two nations, examining their power through various lenses, namely military strength, economic prowess, and social influence. The aim is not to stir up controversy or to side with one over the other, but to offer an objective analysis based on hard facts and statistics. So, what does power mean in this context? In the world of international relations, power can be a multifaceted concept. It's not just about who has the most soldiers or the biggest weapons, although military might is undeniably a crucial aspect. It extends beyond the battlefield to the economy, where the strength of a nation's currency and its economic stability can make or break its standing on the global stage. And let's not forget about social influence. In our interconnected world, the power of a nation's cultural and societal impact can't be overlooked. It's about how a country's values, traditions, and innovations shape not only its own populace but also the wider world. In terms of military strength, we'll be looking at factors such as the size of the armed forces, the quality and quantity of weaponry, and the strategic capabilities of both India and Pakistan. Economically, we'll be examining the health of their economies, their GDP, and their position in global trade. As for social influence, we'll consider aspects such as cultural exports, diplomatic relationships, and their impact on global discussions. Remember, power is a dynamic concept, ever-changing and influenced by a multitude of factors. It's not a zero-sum game where one nation's gain is necessarily another's loss. The power dynamics between nations can shift and evolve over time, influenced by various internal and external elements. So, armed with this understanding, let's delve deeper into the power game that exists between India and Pakistan. Let's dive into the details, starting with the military strength of each country. When comparing military power, several factors come into play. Let's examine India and Pakistan, two neighboring nations with a complex history. Starting with the number of military personnel, India has an impressive total, with over 1 million active duty soldiers and a similar number in reserve. The Indian military is a formidable force. Pakistan, while having a smaller population, also boasts a considerable military presence. Its active duty personnel number in the hundreds of thousands, a testament to the country's commitment to its defense. Next up, we cannot ignore the nuclear capabilities of both nations. Since the late 20th century, both India and Pakistan have developed and tested nuclear weapons. A game changer in military might, these weapons have added a new dimension to the power dynamics of the region. India is believed to have over 100 nuclear warheads, while Pakistan is thought to have a similar number. The presence of these weapons on both sides has led to a delicate balance of power. Lastly, let's look at the annual defense budgets of both countries. India, with a larger economy, has a defense budget that reflects its economic strength. It's estimated to be over $70 billion, one of the highest in the world. Pakistan, on the other hand, has a smaller economy and hence a smaller defense budget. However, it's worth noting that Pakistan dedicates a significant portion of its national budget to defense, underlining the country's commitment to its military. In conclusion, while both nations have substantial military capabilities, there are clear differences. India, with its larger population and economy, tends to have the edge in terms of numbers. However, Pakistan's commitment to its defense is evident in its sizable military and considerable nuclear arsenal. While military power is a significant factor, economic strength also plays a critical role in a country's power dynamics. Economic power is often the backbone of a country's overall power. When we talk about economic power, we're looking at various factors like the gross domestic product or GDP growth rate, and per capita income. These elements form a picture of the economic health and potential of a country. So let's dive into these factors for India and Pakistan. India, with its population of over 1 billion people, has one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The country's GDP is a staggering $3 trillion, and it continues to rise at an impressive rate. In fact, the growth rate of India's GDP is around 7%, one of the highest in the world. This growth is fueled by various sectors like information technology, telecommunications, textiles, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, steel, and aviation. Per capita income, another crucial economic indicator, is also rather high in India. The average Indian earns around $2,000 annually, While this might seem low when compared to Western standards, it's important to remember that the cost of living in India is significantly lower. Now, let's turn our attention to Pakistan. With a population of over 200 million, Pakistan's economy is much smaller than India's. The country's GDP is around $300 billion, a tenth of India's. The GDP growth rate is also lower, hovering around 3%. Major sectors contributing to Pakistan's economy include textiles, food processing, pharmaceuticals, construction materials, shrimp, and paper products. As for per capita income, the average Pakistani earns around $1,500 annually. Again, while this may seem low in comparison to other countries, the cost of living in Pakistan is also significantly lower. In conclusion, when it comes to economic power, India seems to have the upper hand. The country's larger economy, higher GDP growth rate, and higher per capita income indicate a stronger economic position. However, it's important to note that economic power is just one aspect of a country's overall power. Now that we've compared the military and economic power, let's move on to the social influence of both countries. Social influence can be a powerful tool in shaping the global perception of a country. Let's delve into the societal aspects of India and Pakistan, specifically focusing on population, literacy rate, and global influence. Firstly, population. India, as we know, is the second most populous country in the world, with an estimated 1.4 billion people as of 2024. Pakistan, on the other hand, stands at approximately 250 million. This disparity in population size provides India with a larger domestic market and a wider global reach. Let's move on to literacy rate. Education is a fundamental pillar of any society and is often seen as a marker of a country's development. In India, the literacy rate is around 75%, while in Pakistan, it's estimated to be just under 60%. This difference, albeit not vast, speaks volumes about the educational opportunities and resources available in each country. Lastly, we turn to global influence, a hard to quantify yet profoundly impactful factor. India, with its vibrant culture, rich history, and rapidly growing economy, has established a strong global presence. From Bollywood to yoga, Indian culture has spread far and wide, influencing societies around the world. Pakistan, while not devoid of cultural richness, has a less pervasive global influence. Its contributions to art, literature, and music are noteworthy, but they haven't achieved the same global recognition as India's. However, it's important to remember that these factors don't exist in isolation. They influence and are influenced by each other. For instance, a larger population can mean more diverse talents and ideas, but it can also strain resources and infrastructure. A higher literacy rate can lead to increased innovation and productivity, but it demands substantial investment in education. In conclusion, both India and Pakistan have their strengths and challenges when it comes to societal influence. The population size, literacy rate, and global influence of each country paint a nuanced picture of their societal power. Now that we've compared the three aspects, let's summarize our findings. After analyzing the military strength, economic power, and social influence, it's time to draw some conclusions. It's been a riveting journey, exploring the various facets of power that both India and Pakistan possess. Let's start by recapping the military might. India, with its larger armed forces and more advanced weaponry, certainly holds an edge in this arena. Yet, Pakistan, despite its smaller size, has shown resilience and strategic acumen, making it a formidable opponent. Moving on to the economic power, India, with its rapidly growing economy, diverse industries, and vast consumer market, stands as a global player. On the other hand, Pakistan's economy, although smaller in comparison, has shown signs of potential growth, particularly in sectors like textiles and agriculture. And then we have the social influence. India's cultural reach, from its vibrant cinema to its philosophical teachings, has had a profound impact worldwide. Pakistan, while perhaps less globally recognized, has a rich and diverse cultural heritage that continues to shape its social fabric. However, it's important to remember that power isn't a zero-sum game. Each country has its strengths and weaknesses, its opportunities and challenges. India's size and diversity, for instance, are both a strength and a challenge, offering potential for growth, but also requiring careful management. Pakistan's strategic location, meanwhile, offers geopolitical advantages, but also brings its own set of complexities. Moreover, power is not just about military might or economic wealth. It's also about influence, about the ability to inspire and shape the world around us. And in that sense, both India and Pakistan, with their vibrant cultures, rich histories, and resilient people, have much to offer. In the end, the power of a country is not just about its military or economic prowess, but also about its ability to influence and inspire others. And that, my friends, is the true measure of power.